He's the hero of Sherwood Forest and inspired a member of the Justice League. Robin Hood stands at the ready to strike. Robin specializes in three things. He's stealthy, he's an archer, and he thrives at stealing VP when he's behind. That last point is more vital than the others, as he is the king of comebacks. No lead is safe when this archer is poised to rob you of your VP. You're no outlaw. Why, someday you'll be called a great hero. Maybe even on his character card. Like most characters, Robin can move 2 spaces, attack for 2 damage, and provide a hand size of 2. His health stands at 9 points, and he's worth 6 VP. Similar to Aladdin, he's healthy enough to be effective as a stealthy character. As we all know, Robin is the best marksman in the land. Discard an attack card in order to extend Robin's standard attack range to 2 for the rest of the turn. While I didn't use this often, you can't deny the possibilities against certain opponents. It's hard to stay out of Robin's range when he can hit further than the others. He's a master of disguise. Whenever Robin gains exactly 1 VP and he isn't already stealthy, he gains 1 stealthy. The most common uses of this are from VP spaces, but Robin has ways to gain that VP himself. Expect him to remain stealthy for a good amount of the game. He may not call it that, but he robs from the rich. The first time that Robin deals damage to an adjacent rival, if that rival has more VP than you, then take one of those VP for yourself. That's a 2 VP per turn shift, as long as you're losing. This, alongside other cards we'll talk about, is what makes him the comeback king. Rob? That's a naughty word. We never rob. We just sort of borrow a bit from those who can afford it. And let's find out how, by taking a look at the arrows in Robin's quiver. I'll be going from most common to least common as some cards appear in the deck multiple times. The first card appears 3 times. Despite his reputation, Robin is also a skilled swordsman. If an adjacent rival has more VP than you, remove stealthy and give Robin 1 stealthy. You also would gain an additional movement phase. Regardless, do 3 damage to an adjacent rival. This is one of the non-traditional ways in which Robin can gain stealthy. The next 2 cards each appear twice. Robin is quite capable when he's got a full quiver. Within a range of 2, Robin does 2 damage to a rival. Then, he draws a card. Finally, if the rival has more VP than you, gain a movement phase. The real benefit of this card is twofold. First, Robin gets to hit and run safely. Second, if he's losing, it allows him to combo with cards like our next one. When you've done your damage, it's time to outwit and split. If an adjacent rival summoner has more VP than you, steal 1 from them. Then move 4 spaces. This is the first of a run of cards designed to even the odds VP-wise if you're down. It also gives Robin a chance to escape danger. On a similar note, you can catch them by surprise. With this card, Robin moves 3 spaces and can pass through rivals. Again, if that rival has more VP than you, steal 1 from them. As you may have noticed, Robin's movement cards can each lead to a 2 VP swing, which is much more than you typically get from these type of cards. Robin's talents make him an unbeatable archer. Within a range of 3, it does 4 damage and can't be reduced. Finally, if you got less VP than your rival, gain an additional movement phase. This damage and range is perfect for Robin, and that's before thinking about the movement phase. Either way, finding refuge from Robin is easier said than done. That skill of his allows him to make a bevy of trick shots. Choose a straight line from Robin, then deal 1 damage to each rival on that line. If that line or Robin are on a VP space, then gain a VP. It's one of the few secondary abilities of his that don't depend on the score of the game. So, does Robin steal our hearts, or does this arrow fall short? If you didn't pick up on it by this point, Robin loves to play from behind. True to form, he's an underdog, or fox, who can either be played as a hit-and-run archer, or a stealthy VP space camper. Between Robin's upgrade, his movement cards, and his unprecedented VP skills, he is more than capable of adapting when things go haywire. Some Robins choose to camp on the VP space, gaining 1 VP each turn and staying stealthy. Other Robins move constantly around the board and use a hit-and-run technique. Most get behind early and try to leave some good resources saved for a last-second push. I don't usually put together scenarios, but let's take an example of what he's truly capable of. Let's say Robin is upgraded and down 20-9. He's got the final turn. He uses Outwit and Split to make it 19-10. Then, either Unbeatable Archer or Full Quiver to KO an adjacent Gaston. Since his upgrade also activates, that makes the score 18-17. Then he uses Outwit and Split again, or catch them by surprise to make the score 17 to 18 in his favor. That's a full comeback from being down 11 points, and all he's needed was a weakened opponent and saving a few resources. This is why it's important to have a plan when you're facing Robin Hood. Now, what can be done about Robin? I mean, you can always put him in the lead, but beyond that, you can keep him off the VP spaces, keep him from being stealthy, and target him. If he can't gain stealthy if he's KO'd, keeping him from upgrading is also a benefit. Finally, ensuring he doesn't have the cards to pull off big combos near the end is the best way. To that end, characters like Aladdin or Jack can help. So about Robin's strengths. If you keep Robin on a VP space, he should gain stealthy every turn. I mean, I know he's an archer, but you can't argue with that capability to hit from a distance. Robin can move massive amounts of VP within a turn if he's playing from behind. Robin may be stealthy, but he can't hide from his weaknesses. Robin feels below average if his team isn't playing from behind. Due to his mechanics, he can be frustrating to play against if you're caught off guard. I know that's not much of a weakness, but trust me, it can be when you're playing against family or friends. Finally, while he shines when he's stealing VP, his damage, strictly speaking, can come across as subpar. Robin wants teammates that are going to carry the team initially to help set him up for success later. That can take multiple forms. Maybe you want a team that allows you to keep a full hand size for his final turn. Maybe you want teammates that allow him to upgrade as soon as possible. Maybe their job is to keep their opponent's health just low enough that you can make a big push all at once. The Horned King has immediate synergy, considering gaining VP does wonders for both of them. Regardless, Robin Hood does enjoy his stealthiness, so finding teammates that assist him in that is at least helpful. So, who will be part of Robin's band of merry men? Robin Hood, the Horned King, and Mrs. Potts. This team excels at finding alternative ways to gain VP. It also allows you to fall behind initially while building up Cauldronborn and opportunities for Robin. Robin and Potts each develop opportunities to incrementally gain VP, providing consistent Cauldronborn as well as some stealthiness. Offense is lacking for this team, and they struggle with dealing with tough. However, the alternative VP gains and spacing advantages make this team fun to try. Robin, Ariel, and Aladdin. Consider this, you have 3 characters. The 2 that are worth more than 4 VP can make themselves stealthy fairly often. The other character can heal the rest of the team. Team Thieves and Foragers is going to keep your opponent's hand size small unless they focus on taking out Ariel or find a way around your stealthiness. Even if you get down early, let Robin bide his time so that he can strike later on. It's far from a traditional team, and if your opponent isn't ready for it, they'll struggle to enact their own game plan. So that's our breakdown of Robin Hood. Thanks for joining us. Stick around for future videos, but until then, a hero? Do you hear that, Johnny? We've just been pardoned. See you next time.